Hello, welcome to this video today. I am talking about the crazy concept of very powerful women not being aligned in the right relationships and why the symptom of that is not what you think. Women, smart, sexy, powerful women who just have really low self-esteem and deep down feel scared and unworthy and attract losers and attract guys and partners that treat them badly. These are women who are extraordinary, but just fear going for what they really want. And they don't really know who they are. And pretending something they're not just to please other people. That people pleaser typical thing that women do. They're probably pretty funny. They look like they've got it all together. And yet, when they close the door on their lives, they are confronted with their empty existence that not many people get to see. It is extremely lonely. And they look around at the world and they see other people with partners and they don't know why. And of course, I'm talking about something that I know really well because I've been through it. But I went through a horrific breakup. I realized that I didn't really know who I was, that I thought I knew who I was, but I didn't really know who I was. That's why I created something for women specifically on this, right? It's called the 3 reasons why you're still in pain after a breakup and how to fix it. It's completely free. It's a download underneath. So if you're a woman, just go get it. It's completely free download. Click the link, have it. And here's the big thing, which is really frustrating to me, is that there are so many podcasts and there are so many books, self-help books, and there are so many things which I thought would work for me. And I was a therapist when I went through my breakup and none of it worked. And it was all so generic. And I actually just thought, yeah, all I need to do is just heal a few emotions and just pull myself together and maybe spend some time on my own and go for walks, maybe just get back to the gym. And it's just emotional. It's just I'm attached to this person, all that attachment theory. And yeah, maybe it's my past. Maybe it's something that happened to me in childhood that I need to resolve, and that's why I'm with the wrong person. Nope. It's like an earthquake cracks open, and all of this stuff that I've been pushing down, and I don't know if it's this happens in this age bracket, because I know that heartbreak is awful at any time in your life, but there's something that happens to women when they're over 35. It just hits harder. You should have it all together by now. Your body's different to how it was in your 20s, and the pressure to look a certain way and be a certain way and be attractive, because men typically, especially in our age bracket of, I'm 49, right? And especially in our age bracket, men like younger women, typically in our age group. And there's something about when you hit singledom at 35 and over, it hits harder. And so here's the truth. I'll tell you this now. I'm just going to save you loads of years of pain. Don't go to a talking therapist to talk about it. It will just refire your nervous system. Neurons that fire together wire together. So when you start talking about a problem over and over again, and then you start talking about something else, those neurons will wire together in the brain, and it can be proven in neuroscience to grow your problem. So if you're talking about this with a friend or a therapeutic pal who's really well-meaning, or a family member, or a talking therapist, a counselor, and they're just reflecting back to you so that you get it out of your system a bit. All of that is totally natural, and all of that is really helpful at the beginning. I'm sure that feels really helpful, right? But there comes a point where you're not moving forwards. If you listen to this and you're watching this and you've been through this, you'll know exactly what I mean. And you're just not moving forwards and you're still in the pain. That's because this can actually grow your problem. It just lights up your nervous system and it just re-traumatizes you and it re-triggers you. Definitely start moving and definitely get out of bed. Because if you were anything like me, you didn't want to get out of bed. You were probably in an absolute world of pain. I kind of like blamed the past. God, my gosh, cat hairs. I blamed the past. The real thing here that's under the surface of all the symptoms, and your relationships that aren't working are symptoms, by the way. So your relationship breakup is a rip tear in your reality of a trance. Right, so you're going over and over and over. You're an automatron of your own programs. Times in your life like a horrible breakup slams us awake and gives us an opportunity to break the trance. So it's actually a gift. It's a huge opportunity to do a massive turnaround. And so I use this opportunity. So the reason why I sometimes go in and talk about working with women, especially in this age group of between 35 and 55, when it's like this sweet spot of time where I should have my life together, but I'm not. Awful pressure, especially for women, right? Because you don't feel as hot as you did in your 20s or early 30s, and you feel like, oh, time is moving on and you've still not got it together, or you might be really smart in your career, but my God, your relationships haven't worked out, or you're just feeling like a bit of a failure, or something's gone downhill, and you just think, especially as they're nearing 50 as well. For like women, they're like late 30s, early 40s as well, can get this like, oh, I've just not got it together. And you hide it and you mask it, because women are really good at masking. If you were anything like I was, right? I was very adept at walking out and masking. But it was really easy for me to like go and just put on this front when I walked out the door. And then when you shut the door, you then sort of like are faced with how you really feel, and you don't even really want to feel that. Is the reason why you're attracting the wrong partner for you is because we like to prove our beliefs true. We just absolutely love to prove ourselves right. So if you're believing something really bad about yourself, you'll want to prove that true. Sounds bonkers, right? But your unconscious mind's building a reality based upon this. It is like putting a video on, and that video, the name of that video is your belief. And then to watch that video, you've got to put on those like augmented reality glasses, and then you're living inside this reality game. That's what living inside your belief is like. And when you have a breakup, it's like you knock the glasses off and you can see things for what they really are. And I like to change the game. And changing the game is completely transforming that deepest paradigm. And when you get that deep paradigm and the right one, because we often have quite a few beliefs, but there's one that rules them all. It's like the Russian doll that contains all the other. It's the dream within the dream within the dream. It's the biggest dream. It's the one to rule them all. That's the one you want to get. Because when you remove that DVD, when you remove that game, when you take those glasses off, when you clear that dream out, there's this awful trance. Everything changes for you. Everything has to change. Even your emotions change and your triggers change, because the belief underpins it all. The belief is like the bedrock upon which you're building the house of your reality. So when you get that deepest level paradigm cleared, healed, gone, and the emotions that make it important and all that other stuff is healed that's keeping it in place, but it's got to be at that level, right? But it is a game changer, and you can solve this. This is not something that you have to live with forever. This is not something which is easy to do on your own, by the way, but it is easy to see when you're in a breakup, if you're open to seeing it. Or it's easy to see if you're in a time in your life where you're doing lots of self-reflection and you feel like you're ready. That's the perfect time to do it. But you've got to be motivated to change. And so when you're going through a breakup, it's often the perfect opportunity to change, because you're already feeling low. You want things to be different. And if you're in this time of your life between 35 and 50, it's like you'll be motivated to change because you've probably had enough, and you are absolutely at the stage where you're like, well, it has to change now. And you'll be able to retrospectively look back and see the patterns which you can't really see in your 20s, because you haven't lived those patterns enough for you to accept that it's a pattern yet. Typically, not always, but typically. But you can break free of this, and this is not permanent. This is not something that you have to live with. But it is all about identifying that deepest paradigm, healing that paradigm, replacing it with a new one, and your life will transform. And that doesn't take talking about it. Like, talking therapy is the opposite of what you need for that. That's actual action and change. So, any questions about that, drop them underneath, and I'd love to answer your questions about it.